strong and get healthy. Stretch. Feel great about yourself and have some fun. It's time for you. Fitness is the key to your future. Don't get locked out. Take the challenge. Commit to be fit. We've just entered the holiday season on Commit to be Fit. I'm Susie Smith. The holidays can be such a fun, festive time and enjoying it with good friends and food and parties. But on the flip side, it can be really stressful and tiresome. So our plan today is to get through the holidays, but not only get through the holidays, but learn to enjoy the holidays. And we're going to make a plan today to successfully do this. And being that my show is called Commit to be Fit, the number one thing I'd like to bring up is to keep your exercise program going during the holiday season. And I know that seems kind of hard because it's so busy and you've got so many things to do. So we're going to break our workout into 3 segments. Will be 10 to 15 minute segments 3 times a day, which is really easy to do. You don't have to make much planning. Just when you get up, 10 minutes, we're going to start with cardio, maybe just 10 minutes of walking or jumping jacks or anything to get your heart rate going, dancing. And then, go about your business, your day, and then halfway through the day, we're going to do a weight workout for 10 to 15 minutes. And then at the end of the day, we'll do a stretch, breathing, and ab workout. So we're going to break it up into 3 segments because that's going to help you not feel so overwhelmed with having to spend an hour at the gym or an hour working out at one time. So you really want to keep that workout going. That's the main thing I want to stress to you today, because the holidays they'll come and go like they do every year, and half the time you don't even really see the holidays. You're just so busy trying to make sure that everything is perfect, and nothing's perfect, and you're going to feel a lot better if you just keep that workout going, because it will release endorphins in your brain, the chemicals that make you feel good, and it also helps you with women feel guilty if we don't get everything done, and it'll help release that guilt feeling because you'll be doing something for yourself and you've got the chemicals getting, released in the brain to make you feel good. So that's our main thing. We're going to set ourselves up to succeed through the holidays. And if we set ourselves up to succeed, we're going to like ourselves. And that's mostly what my show is about anyway, is trying to make you find ways to look in the mirror and say, I like myself and I'm a good person. And if you keep your workout going during the holidays, that's going to help a lot. But if you start to find yourself faltering, then you're setting yourself up for failure, and we don't want to do that. So just keep that workout going. That's the main point. Now, 2, we don't want to have to lose a lot of weight in January. That's a really hard time to start an exercise program and try to lose weight, because January is so dreary and cold, and the holidays are over, and a lot of times it's a letdown. So you want to keep your workout going, like I said, most important, and we just need to focus on portion control so that we can be within a safe limit by January, that we don't have to really, try to lose a lot of weight to get back into our clothes. So the thing about portion control, it's pretty easy. It's hard to walk around to restaurants and to friends' houses carrying a measuring cup and a set of spoons. So I brought a couple easy props here today. This is a regular size plate. This is what we usually eat on. This is a dinner size plate. And normally, you should have half the plate, the bottom half of your plate should be filled with fruits and vegetables. The top quarter should be meat or a protein source. The other side should be whole grains, like maybe a pasta or something like that. So half of the plate is normally fruits and vegetables. We have to fool ourselves during the holidays so that we can still eat all of those goodies, because you really want to enjoy the food that your grandma makes or your mom makes. And it only comes once a year, so enjoy these holidays. So what we do, we go from the big plate and we choose a smaller plate. This is going to be a nice visual for you, and it's always good to have a full plate, because that makes you feel good. Having the full plate, you don't feel like you're being deprived of anything. So if you still use the same equation, half the plate fruits and vegetables, meat on this corner, whole grains over here, and then what we're going to do is shrink those portions of our good food a little bit and just fill in spots on the smaller plate with all of those goodies. So you're still going to get, you know, the cake, you're going to get the other goodies, cookies that you get, the special foods that your family and friends make, because you don't want to miss out on that. It's the holiday season. But just keep the visuals. Get rid of this huge platter and go to a smaller one. Use your same equation, but back off on it a little bit so you can fill in with the goodies. And another thing that the American Heart Association uses for portion control, so that we don't have to fight that weight loss in January, is the hand. And you always take your hand with you, so it's okay to use this at a restaurant. Your fist, just a regular fist, is a 1-cup serving. You'll want to use the fist as a measuring device, so just that's 1 cup. Now, if you're eating heavier foods, such as ice cream or some heavy casseroles, you'll want to use the cupped hand. What you can fit in the palm of your hand, like just a scoop, is a 1/2 cup. And the American Heart Association says to use your thumb, the length of your thumb, for a measurement for salad dressings, peanut butter, those sort of heavier things that you might be adding, mayonnaise to your food. And the tip of your thumb is for oil. That's a teaspoon. So these are really easy ways to use portion control, that along with your smaller plate and using your hand as a gauge. And you always have your hand with you, so it's no problem. You don't have to carry your books around for the holidays or count calories or anything like that. If you just use these really basic props that you can gauge yourself. And it's all about visual too. When you see a full plate, you feel fuller, and it actually takes your body about 10 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, they say, to actually process how much food you've eaten. So if you eat slowly and you use your plate and use the equation, you're going to be okay. And another thing for portion control is, I'm going to show you something here. This is a normal pair of, these are my favorite sweatpants. These big things here. This is what I like to live in. This is your enemy. These sweatpants are your enemy over the holiday season. Do not live in your sweatpants as you're eating your way through the holiday season. You won't notice the weight gain. So what I do is I have a pair of blue jeans that I fit into that actually zip and they button. They're not, you know, the elastic waist. You got to keep those around. That's another one of your visual gauges. So every day, every 2 days, just put those blue jeans on, and as long as you can button them, I don't care if you have to lay down like we did in high school and stretch out and zip them up and button them. As long as you can get them buttoned, you're within about a 5-pound weight gain if it's hard to button those pants. So if we can deal with 5 pounds over the holidays, that's no problem. We can address that in January. It's where we eat with reckless abandon and we just give up our workout and throw caution to the wind and put on 30 pounds. That's when we have trouble in January. So we want to set ourselves up for success this year. And the next point is keeping stress under control. That's going to be paramount. If you're going to enjoy the holidays, you really need to focus on deep breathing. We'll talk about that when we do the exercise segment. stretching and just relaxing. You need that time of day where you're going to actually physically sit down, you're going to do some deep breathing, and you're going to just take a minute for yourself. You really need to do this, and deep breathing and relaxation can lower your blood pressure and it lowers your heart rate, and it just does a lot of good things for you, and it will help you to be in the moment, which is really good if you have kids that are all excited about the holidays and all you're doing is trying to make sure that your linens are perfect, your house is totally clean, which is a good thing. I mean, we all want a clean house and we want things to look nice. And I know a lot of my friends bake 50 dozen of cookies, and by the time the holiday gets here, they're so tired and they haven't enjoyed. So this is what we're going to really focus on, is stress reduction and enjoying. So the next point I'd like to bring up would be fitness for your soul. Now, we have all types of fitness. We usually talk about physical fitness here, but fitness for the soul is very important, especially this time of year. You want to give something back, and there are so many people out there that aren't enjoying the holidays. You might have an elderly neighbor or a relative that really doesn't have a whole lot going on for the holidays. Try to invite them into your house and try to just do something. If you've never served at a food kitchen, you could do that, and you could get with the Salvation Army or the City Mission and help that way. Or you can do a little help closer to home. I'm sure you know somebody that's lost someone or is having a rough time. Invite them into your festivities and you'll feel a lot better. And it doesn't take much to give the magic of the holidays to someone. Go to a nursing home. If you have a dog that likes to be around people, and you could take him to a nursing home and just let those people pet the dog. Generally, I take my taller dog to nursing homes because a lot of people are in wheelchairs. We do have a Basset Hound that likes to visit the elderly, but she's so short that I usually have to pick her front paws up and put her up on a wheelchair if I take her. So if you have a bigger dog that would like to just go sit beside someone, you know, at a nursing home, that's a wonderful thing to do. And on the other side, go to a shelter and just go in and pet a cat or take a dog out and just let them know, give something of yourself. Let these animals know that everything's going to be okay, and you're going to feel so much better if you concentrate on some fitness for your soul. And lastly, a point that I want to bring up is disease prevention. Exercise can ward off just about any type of disease. They found out recently that women in poor physical condition were 3 times more likely to get breast cancer than women that are active and work out. And I just read the other day, which I don't know exactly how this works, but exercise, I know that it puts a lot more oxygen into your bloodstream, and somehow they're finding out that that extra oxygen is actually pushing cancer cells out of bodies. So that's something that's going to be coming up, you know, in the future, talk about cancers. But exercise also helps reduce all types of death, all types of reasons for death, like high blood pressure, ulcers, stress-related things. So that's another reason you want to keep your workout going. And it seems like, you know, people think they have to work out a lot. You really don't. They're finding out more and more that short bursts, like we're going to do through the holiday season, are more beneficial, because that's how our ancestors were able to live, and that's why we're here today, because our ancestors were able to survive. And the way they worked out were short bursts. They would do maybe 10 to 15 minutes of hunting, you know, running or whatever they were doing. Then they would rest. So short bursts, and that's what we're going to do with our workout over the holiday season. We'll do 3 workouts a day. And the first workout will be a cardio workout, and it'll be 10 to 15 minutes. Shoot for the 15 minutes, But if you can't handle 15 minutes, maybe you're in a hurry, 10 minutes of intensity. You want to make it as intense as you can, a short burst of intensity, and then you can, slow down a little bit. The second workout will be probably when you get home from work, and it'll be 10 to 15 minutes again. The first day will be upper body, and the second day will be lower body. So we'll have an A workout and a B workout. It'll be really basic for you to keep going. And the last workout will just be stretching and deep breathing and do some ab work in the evening. So I know you can fit 3 10-minute segments into your day. And it doesn't take a lot to be highly fit. I just read an article that says if you do a half hour of aerobics every day, you will be considered highly fit. And that's, really, what more do you want? Highly fit. If you can do 15 minutes a day, you'll be moderately fit. So you'll be able to get through your day a lot easier. So let's come up and let's try some basic exercises that we're going to do 3 times a day. So we're going to come to standing. We're going to get rid of our enemy, the sweatpants. It's okay to wear these sweatpants. Just don't live in the sweatpants, because you'll never notice that you're gaining a lot of weight until it's too late, and then we're in January. So let's just use a chair. I'm going to show you some really basic exercises, and you can just choose from any of these exercises. The first exercise of the day is 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes of moving. So you're going to start marching, and this is your low starting point. And say you have 10 minutes, that's all you have. Do 1 minute of easy walk. The next minute is going to be high. It's going to be high intensity, lifting those knees, and then maybe the next minute is just going to be stepping side to side. So you're stepping side to side, and then you can kick it up a little by jumping side to side. So all I want you to think about is just moving for those 10 to 15 minutes, alternating 1 minute of easy to 1 minute of kicking it up a little bit. And that's all it is. It's nothing. It's going to be a no-brainer, and I can guarantee you're going to feel so much better. Okay, the second part of your day, and we're just going to go over this briefly because I don't want you to get hung up on certain exercises. Just first day will be lower body. So lower body, I want you to use a chair, and you're just going to hold on. You don't need to use any weights. And when you squat, you're going to make sure your knees are over your ankles. I don't want you out here. I know we talk about this all the time, but it's really important. I like to wear these striped pants so you can see that there's a straight line from my knee to my ankle. And you inhale on the way down, and you don't want to go past parallel, and exhale on the way up. This is your second workout of the day. You're going to do 10 squats. You're going to do 10 hamstring curls, 10 or 15, whatever you feel like doing, just as long as you're doing this. After you get these 10 done, you're just going to push back. You're working the glutes. You've just worked the hamstrings. You've worked the quads. And then you're going to hold on to your chair, and you're going to come up on your toes. You're going to rock back on the heels. So you're up on the toes, and then lift the toes. Lift the heels, lift the toes. So try to do about 10 to 15 of these, and then do it again until your timer goes off. You can set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes, back with the squats, back up. Hamstring curls on both legs. Stop at the last one. These are called donkey kicks. Kick back. Come to calves. That's all it's going to be. Okay? And then the second day, or the end of the workout, will be deep breathing. So you'll come to your chair for your third workout of the day. And when you do deep breathing, I want you to sit nice and tall and just put your hands on your legs. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And when you inhale through your nose, I want you to really focus on letting your ribs spread east to west. And just feel the air like you have a balloon inside of you, and breathe, expand the rib cage. Let your stomach come out at the very end. Take the air all the way down to your stomach. And then as you exhale through the mouth or through the nose, whatever's more comfortable for you. Pilates is one way, yoga is another, so they're both fine. Bring the stomach in on the exhale and let your ribs close without folding forward. So sit tall, inhale through the nose, spreading out, exhaling. Let the shoulders drop. You're going to have a lot of tension in here during the holiday season because there's just way too much to do and too many things to think about. So just try that breathing. And on top of that, we'll be doing some stretching and some ab work. While you're in the chair, you can do your ab work by just sitting close to the edge of the chair. Put your hands under your hips. Lift the knees. Touch them back down. Lift the knees and back down. And that's a nice basic way. So you'll take 5 minutes of deep breathing, 5 minutes of doing some ab work. We can just sit in the chair. I'm going to make this really easy for you for the holiday season. You don't need to have anything complicated right now. The holidays are complicated enough. So 5 minutes of doing some ab work. You might have some other ab work you like to do. You might want to come up and you might want to stand and do, knees. Or you might want to lie down and do some crunches. That's up to you. 5 minutes of that. And 5 minutes of stretching. So let's just stand at the chair, and you can stretch by just taking your leg back. And you may have other ways to stretch, but I just want you to use this formula. And stretch the calves out. And then you can also either take a towel or use your hand and stretch the quads out. This is your biggest muscle, and it gets really tight, so you want to stretch that out. And at the same time, you're actually stretching your shoulder. So that's a nice stretch. And then just inhale, take a nice inhale up. Really reach, and then exhale and reach behind your back. And you can be stretching your other calf out while you're reaching behind and opening the chest. And then you're taking your hands out front and just stretching. And you can get nice stretch routines online anywhere if you need some additional stretch workout. But just stretch, bring the shoulders up, and then let them fall on the exhale. Okay, for our upper body workout that we're going to do on the B day, so we have A day and B day. The first workout of the day is the same, and the last workout's the same. It's just the part in the middle changes. Your upper body one day and lower body the next. For upper body, I like the plank position. You can use your counter in your kitchen. And we do, you can do dumbbell presses and that sort of thing too, and dumbbell flies like we've done before. But your plank position is going to be an all-over body workout. You want to get in a straight line. You're at your kitchen counter. You want to suck your stomach in. You want to lead your calves toward the floor. And you can do push-ups on your counter too. That's another option for your upper body day. But just holding plank position either this way or on the floor will really strengthen your abdominals and strengthen your chest and back. Keep your back spread wide. Keep your stomach in. You don't want your butt up in the air. You want to stay here. And then you can hold this. Try building up to about a minute. And then try doing push-ups on your counter, inhaling down and exhaling up. And when you come back up, don't come up with your butt first because then you've lost the whole workout. So you want to, the workout's called a plank because your body is actually in a plank position. We're like a plank. So you're inhaling down. And if you want to hold this, this is called chaturanga. And you can hold this and then come back up. It's going to build a lot of strength. For back workout, we're probably going to use a weight. And just get yourself a couple weights. These are 6-pounders. For back, I like to double them up. You don't have to. But you want to get into a flat back position, and you're just here in your kitchen with your chair. Your back's not rounded. Chest and butt are out. Your head's not up here. It's in a straight line. Knees are bent. Exhale as you pull the weight up, and inhale as you bring it down. Some people call this starting a lawnmower. And it's that kind of a movement, but it's slow. Exhale up, squeeze the back, inhale down. And that'll be a nice back workout for you on both sides. And again, you'll do about 10 of those or so. We'll just work through until your 15-minute timer goes off. So the next thing for back would be just folding forward with a flat back and then squeezing your butt and your low back as you come up. So you want to stay nice and straight in that back and head and then come back up. So that's chest and back. Bicep curls, turn your palms forward, keep your elbows in at your sides. You're going to exhale as you come up and inhale as you come down. Exhale, come up. Now when you come up, there's a little trick. If you turn your pinky fingers toward your shoulders, you're going to get a much better flex on the bicep and bring it back down. You can also do these a different way on alternating days. These are palms forward, palms toward your side. That's called hammer curls because it's like using a hammer. So you can use those. You don't want to swing. You want to keep your stomach in. Knees are soft. And exhale up. And for shoulders, there are several things you can do. You can just put these weights right here, either both at the same time up, come back down, or you can just push one up at a time. This is really an important exercise right here because after the holidays, well actually before the holidays too, you're going to be getting boxes off of shelves. If you never train your arms to do this with weights and to push forward a little, forward and up, you're more likely to hurt something when it comes time to carry those boxes down off of shelves. And the last thing would be triceps. And again, I would probably just get into that same position where we did the back work and bring it up and just take it back. And maybe you're in a little bit of a time crunch. You can actually mesh workouts together. So you're in a little bit of a time crunch. You've done your, pull this up for your back, take it back for the tricep. It's a combination move, so you can actually save a little time by doing both workouts at the same time. So that's our plan. We want to do the cardio in the morning, either upper body or lower body, midday, and then at the end of the day we're going to stretch, do some breathing, and do some ab work. And I want you to keep this really basic during the holidays because there's just so much going on. And think about the portion control, have fun, that's your main thing, and stress, want to get rid of stress. Try to go to a nursing home or to an animal shelter and just, try to spread some of that magic. It doesn't take much to make somebody happy over the holidays if you could just spend a little bit of your time with them. And just remember that the holidays don't come from a store. The holidays are so much more. So take the holiday challenge and commit to be fit.
Once you figure out how to speak your kids' language, well, you don't really have to say much at all. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.